I thought the show was a good show. It was a solid.
Wrong.
Oh.
Wrong answer. Get off the show.
So I wouldn't put it up in my top Marvel outing or anything, but I thought it was a solid show. There was obviously some differences between the show and the actual comics in how she got her powers and some of the storyline pieces and stuff like that.
Okay, so just to like, you know, we are talking about the whole season. We're not talking about any specific episode or anything like that. How many episodes was it? 6 episodes, because they just get lower and lower as we go.
Apparently,
right?
They don't. They seem
now, I thought that 6 episodes was too many episodes for this.
I thought this was probably one of the first outings in a 6 episode that they actually managed to kind of wrap everything
to tie it up a little bit.
Whereas those other 6 episode shows kind of left a lot open.
Okay.
And more questions.
So, what did you like about this show?
I don't know. I liked the representation that was in the show, because
the representation of a character that wasn't the character that
they all can't be.
The representation
totally accurate.
Let me speak. You like the representation when the representation was wrong.
Look, so they haven't even introduced into the Marvel universe the Inhumans at this point.
Yes, they have.
Where?
No, okay, my apologies.
They retconned S.H.I.E.L.D. So
when does Miss Marvel take place, after Doctor Strange or before?
It doesn't. I don't think it really talked about whether it was before or after.
Because if it takes place
after, then yes, but it was. I believe that.
Why don't you tell them why? Okay.
Because Black Bolt is an Inhuman, so they would have introduced Inhumans during that. But who's to say that there's even going to be Inhumans on this 616? Okay,
that's fine. All right.
Her powers.
What a great opportunity!
It was a solid opportunity. However, they obviously went another direction and wanted to introduce her as something else.
Why do you think that is?
Because I believe that their bigger push is going towards introducing mutants rather than...
Okay, so mutants,
yeah.
I'm okay with her being a mutant for the sole fact that it may introduce mutants to the MCU and 616.
But you don't like it outside of that because...
I did not like her as a clandestine. Okay?
Okay.
First off,
yeah,
the clandestines are like a deep cut.
Yeah. I'm assuming most people... I don't really know much about the clandestines.
Nobody does.
Because
you want to know why?
Such a deep cut.
Because they were around for like 5 minutes.
Out of like the entirety of the show?
No. In comics.
You mean it's just in comics?
In comics. Like, okay. So their first appearance was in Marvel Comics Presents number 158 back in the 1994. Okay. Then they had a self-titled series for about 12 months before it got canceled.
Okay, well,
nobody
kind of throw them in there, and
nobody read it.
Well, somebody sprinkled a little in here with the deep cut. Now maybe some people will read the clandestines, but that wasn't really the whole point of
all 12 issues.
Yeah. She was only half.
I don't even know if they were brought up much after that.
She was only half.
Okay.
That was half of her.
Now,
the other half was obviously...
Monica.
Moved into y'all need punch. We're gonna
have a fist fight.
You're talking about the clandestines, and you don't like the fact that they were even in there, or what?
I understand that they want to introduce new things.
Yeah.
Okay. When they introduced Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who they were.
No.
Okay. Or I wouldn't say nobody.
Well, I'm sure there was a shout.
Fans. They were much bigger. They didn't use the original lineup for that.
No, because wasn't that Stallone and stuff like that played the character that was kind of from the original lineup, right?
Stallone?
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, in Guardians of the Galaxy, the character that Sylvester Stallone played.
I forgot Stallone was even in those.
Yes. He's the leader of the Ravagers.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Anyway, that blew up. Yeah. God, why are you here?
Wow. Anyway, the clandestines.
They were lackluster villains.
Okay.
Okay, they were boring.
They weren't that exciting.
They
no.
were like normal people with like a couple of like superpowered weapons that they didn't use well, chasing a bunch of people around. Like I feel like they were just like goons,
Well,
like
she's
dumb
just,
goons.
She was just a child. Can't be sending like some super villain after her.
I feel like the clandestine should have been chasing a young Leia through a forest. That's how I feel about that. It was just lackluster. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
I didn't like it.
I can't say that there was a great villain entity in this jam, but I don't think the show was about having an amazing villain. It was about opening up things for the next segments. Not
no. So it was a trailer for.
It was a trailer for several upcoming projects
in Phase 4.
Yeah,
it was a Phase 4
It was
trailer.
an exciting trailer. There was still some good stuff in there.
Was there?
Yes.
If I'm being honest with you, I felt like it was more of a child show than it was anything, which I'm fine with, because that you have to market to everybody.
Sure.
Right?
And yeah, I would agree. It's probably a more teen-geared jam than...
felt like every other Disney...
Had like a little mild love triangle thing going on in there with Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that end battle bit, that little end fight with Cameron and her was solid.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like that either?
It was... Nah.
It wasn't meh.
It was okay.
It was solid.
It was okay.
It was above it was Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
How dare you? I feel like it was on par with that sort of thing.
I don't think it was on par with that sort of thing. The acting was better.
The acting was okay.
Actress.
No,
I enjoyed her. The whole family dynamic that they had was good.
I'm fine with that.
All solid actors. Bruno, solid acting.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah. And that was his name, right?
It was Bruno.
The inventor.
No, because he kept messing up his name, so I can't remember his actual name.
I think it was Bruno. But anyway,
he was solid. He kept calling him something else.
And I wanted to, so that if I have like some things that are poor about it, the big villains weren't that exciting, I guess.
They were kind of annoying almost.
But Cameron's turning
bit villain. Just say your name like it is, Dirte.
Dirte? His name is Cameron.
Joe Dirt.
That was a solid, like if he fully turned, I think it would have been more exciting than...
Like if he had been a flat out villain?
Like turned straight villain after.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't like when the villain turns out to be just a polar, not a polar opposite, but like a guy with the same powers. Pretty much.
I guess he was, but he was also...
It was like, oh, thanks for showing me the same thing you've been showing me for
But his was obviously more rage-induced than hers was. His was uncontrolled and unbridled. He was just letting her hum all over the place. I enjoyed the end fight piece.
Yeah.
It was solid. I don't know why you were so meh on the whole thing. Everything, you're just...
Because I thought the whole series was meh.
I didn't think the whole series was meh.
Everything
can't just be bow, piff, shicked.
I'm just saying, with the series that have come out, there's been some bangers.
Yeah.
Some that were okay. This is one of the okay ones, I think. It wasn't.
It doesn't sound like you think it was okay.
Maybe I can't get over her powers. Okay.
Is that the biggest problem? So why don't you give a rundown of what her powers should look like?
Okay, her powers should look like she's got stretchy parts.
Mm-hmm. And?
All right.
She could, she's a bit of a shapeshifter as well, right? And she can do some shapeshifting, stretching.
Now, her powers aren't as if Mr. Fantastic, where she can just... It's mostly like she can stretch her arms and her legs and stuff like that.
Her fists real big. So they got pieces of that. They kept those pieces.
But they did this crystallized
Right.
thing.
Because she's not an Inhuman, and they changed some
And
of the
I'm
story.
going to assume that they didn't want to make it so that she was too close to Mr. Fantastic, right? That her powers were different.
I think that was some of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. I thought Phage had mentioned the fact that there was some shifting of how the order of things were coming out because of COVID.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, there's no Inhumans really, and they're just kind of introduced them with Black Bolt. And how many people even know, if you haven't watched like S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, know who the Inhumans are, and that Black Bolt
there was
one.
a Inhumans show that was
right.
poorly rated.
Yeah, well.
But aside from that, you're right. But how can you say that and then go, oh, yeah, it's cool that they put the clandestines in?
Well, I didn't even know who they were. They were just somebody new. It was something new for me. I didn't know that in 1994, when I was just a boy, they introduced the clandestines, and it was a short-run series because nobody read it.
It got canceled. All right, Deckard.
But I can see your issue with the clandestines since you had that
you're gonna
bit of
throw
knowledge.
the clandestine in there, and then it's just gonna be like, hey, we're gonna throw this in, and nobody's gonna care about them in the future because it was lackluster. There was no.
It could be a little something.
No luster.
Maybe they're going to be a threat in the future.
They're not going to be a threat in the future.
How do you know? Do you think that was their entire run? That's the entirety of the clandestines on 616. They won't talk about them again.
How can you go forward with them when they were so bloody boring?
They had some depth of story. Well, at least Kamala's parentage did. They had story, backstory. There was some interest there.
Yeah. So I didn't like her powers. Okay. The villains didn't have enough oomph for me.
Sure.
The only thing that I really liked is that they may have an opening now for mutants. Because when Xavier got his neck snapped and broke my heart in 1,000 million pieces.
Yeah.
Millions of pieces.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still picking up the pieces of my heart.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I want to see not humans. We've got humans.
Yeah.
I want to see mutants.
Inhumans for me even are like when Inhumans when I first saw the Inhumans, they almost felt like just like a runoff of mutants. Like it's the same kind of thing, except
for the way that they're
aliens
created essentially,
and they have alien blood and they're exposed to
mutants obviously have a mutation,
born with a mutation,
right?
But it's kind of like a similar feel, except for mutants just get their powers and Inhumans have to be
get their powers.
Well, I mean they come out when they hit the puberty and they get some heightened emotions.
Yeah. I'm getting some heightened emotions right now.
I'm gonna spawn my powers.
Now, when he says, "Oh, you have a mutation," and then
yeah,
okay, I get a little giddy every time I hear that.
Well, that's the music.
All right. So I did get excited. That was like
I'm glad you got excited about something.
That was the most excited I was through this.
So you just sat there miserable through the entirety of the.
If I'm being completely honest, this is the first Marvel show.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first Marvel property, MCU property, in I don't know how long or if ever that I was checking how much time was left in the episode because I was getting a little bored. I was literally pausing it to check how much time was left.
You don't feel like there was any redeeming storytelling in this show to the point that you just were waiting for it to end the entire time?
Maybe I've just been tired, but
I'm tired.
This show made me tired. It's one of the first shows I haven't really liked in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. Oh.
When it first started, and it had all of that like kind of cool stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Oh,
right?
when she was doing the little paper things and talking about the
Yeah.
story. I thought that was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
Well, that was cute.
It was cute. They were the cute little things that I thought it was nice.
It was distracting.
I think they probably could have done more of that throughout the episode.
Actually, if I'm being honest, they didn't do it as often. It's almost like when I first watched Lost, the first episode, they had kind of like a cool spin on things.
Okay.
And then right after that episode, it was like they dropped it and I watched a different it was watching a different show. So I stopped watching it because the first episode set up the style and then they dropped it. They didn't do it much after that.
Would you have been happier if they did that at the beginning of every episode and did the little, maybe like for the recap? It was little.
Yeah,
paper
that
things?
would have made me happy. I think.
Okay.
You know, Disney, if you're listening,
Which they are.
obviously. What does Disney have with chase scenes?
They don't.
They don't do
They
them
don't.
right.
No, they don't. There's something wrong with Disney.
I know that it's not like it's hard to do a scene where grown adults are chasing a child.
Where grown adults are chasing anybody.
Okay,
Where anybody's chasing anybody. Because
they don't.
if we flip back to Star Wars, the motorbike chase.
Oh, the Vespa.
The Vespa chase. It's the same. It's. I don't know. Their chase scenes
They don't
feel
do
awkward.
well with chase scenes. They feel too rehearsed.
Yeah.
Or like
Or something.
Like the black and white films when they're like.
Is that Benny Hill?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where they're
Yeah, it
just
felt
chasing
very
each other
Benny
around,
Hill-ish.
knocking each other in the head with branches and stuff. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, fine.
You
The
give me
chase
that.
scene was
You
poor.
got me. I got you there.
Yeah. You
I
do.
got you.
What did you think of the end credit jam then? Like, where the swapsies?
What does it all mean, Basil? What does it all mean?
I'm not sure. I didn't do any research on it, so.
I think that
But I think you probably did.
she's gone into the negative zone,
The negative zone?
right?
What is the
Which
negative zone?
Or the quantum
Quantum realm? Really?
I think that's where she's gone.
How'd she get there?
Squigglies.
Why did Miss Marvel pop up? What the fuck is squiggly?
That's what she did when she disappeared.
Yeah.
She went
So
all
the
into
squiggly's
spaghetti,
got her, and she spaghettied.
and then she busts through the door. And then Miss Marvel comes back, sees a whole bunch of stuff, and goes, "Shit,
She did.
I got a fan." I don't know.
I
what it all
almost
means.
felt like they swapped places.
It feels
somehow.
like they swap places, but they have to be working up to the Marvels,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if they swap places, they eventually have to get back together at some point.
Yeah.
Right? Is she going to be a part of the quantum? Where are they going next? They're going to be in the quantum realm,
Are they? Is that where the next?
I think. That's for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The
They're gonna
next
do some
Ant-Man.
quantum realm stuff. Right?
So is she going to be in that
Quantum Mania or whatever.
Quantum Mania? Yes, Ant-Man in the Quantum Mania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And the Wasp. So I
So
don't.
maybe.
I don't know how to take the end credit.
I don't either. It was very out of nowhere.
Squiggly.
It was squiggly.
It was
Yeah,
squiggly.
she went into the squigglies.
She went into the squigglies.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to take it either. It was kind of.
Aren't
It
her
felt thrown in.
Miss
for me.
Marvel's or Kamala's parents just started to trust her,
Yeah, and now she's.
and now she's in a quantum realm,
Yeah, just hopping.
hopping through dimensions.
Maybe Chavez is going to have to help her out with her star power. That's right.
Star power.
I don't know. I'll have to
Yeah.
look more into that.
We'll have to
because
look
it
into
felt
that.
weird.
Maybe we'll do a pre-recorded where we can look.
Tell you
we
what-
can break down
what's
that
up.
down a little more.
Probably a good idea.
All right, because I don't feel confident enough right now to speculate what
No.
that all means.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
Squiggly.
So can we agree on that?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
We have agreed on something.
Not
All right.
much.